Welcome everybody. My name is Yemisi. This is Let's Talk About the Female. Um, I've wanted to do these scenes forever, since as long as I can remember, but I've been overthinking it a lot. I don't have the right camera. I don't have the right lights. This doesn't look nice. Blah 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 blah. But you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to start from where I am. So, like I said to you, my name is Yemisi, and like the name of the channel expressly implies, let's talk about the female. So everything woman, everything that has to do with us women, relationships, marriage, dating, being mothers, not being mothers, being single, everything, even the F word, the controversial F word, feminism, and all that stuff, Every once in a while, you will see me on your screen, and I'll just be here talking and talking and talking about my own opinions. I think what's most important about this channel is that it's really a community, right? So, what I'm trying to do, what I want us to try to achieve together, is to build a community of women who share their experiences, who share their lives, who share opinions about various issues that have to do with us women, right? So I'm not just going to be here telling you this is what it is, just shoving what I think down your throat. What I'm going to be doing is bringing up discussions and hopefully getting your opinions, through comments and all that stuff. So, yes, welcome. Yay! So, first video. Don't get it wrong, I've done a YouTube video before, but please, if you love me and you love my career, do not search for that video, because this must have been in 2011 or 2012. I ventured into YouTube for the first time then, and it was a complete mess. I made some really horrible videos, horrible camera, horrible everything. But yeah, it's in the past now. It really is. And yeah, let's do it again. So today we'll be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before I was married. Okay, yeah, so obviously I'm married. I've been married since 2017 in September. It's been over a year now. Fantastic. Marriage is great, as it was expected to be, but there are a few things that I wish I knew before I got married. So, number 1, your husband is not going to continue to be so nice. Okay, so don't get me wrong, my husband is fantastic. He continues to be a great guy. But there are some things that, when you get married, and I'm talking reality now, most of us might, just assume, we might build this whole idea in our heads that, our husbands are going to continue to just be who they were when we were dating. And fundamentally, if he's a good guy, the fundamentals of who he is will probably not just like change like that in 5 seconds, if you know what I mean. But there are going to be a few things like, some of the things he could never say no to, when you guys were dating, some favors, that he would always have done for you, some things you'd have asked him and he would have run to the scene immediately. Some of those things would just like, you're going to call him one day and say, babe, quickly go to that place and help me pick up one thing, the way that you guys used to do it before you got married. And he's going to say to you, babe, I don't know, please let me do it tomorrow. It's so weird. Like, why? Used to be this guy that wanted to impress me with everything. Fundamentally, he's not just going to wake up one morning and become the opposite of who he used to be, but Generally, a few things are just going to just because there's the phase of always wanting to impress you, and then there's the phase of we're married and this is reality. So yeah. Number two, trust is everything. I have taken the word trust for granted for such a long time. But I realized when I got married that that truly is the only way to live, to be honest. Because if you want to stay with someone for the rest of your life, and this is just my opinion, they you're not going to tie them down inside the house so that they don't see other people. You're not going to just like blindfold them or bedbox them when they're going out. So, and the truth is, even if you're Agbani Darego, who is the most beautiful woman in the whole world, there is always going to be somebody out there that is prettier, or that has more hips, or that knows how to wear makeup better than you do, or that is more stylish and all that. So, trust is definitely everything when you do get married. And I feel like before I got married, of course, I always trusted, my boyfriend, my fiance, before he became my husband. But I actually underestimated what trust can do for you and how much peace that trust brings you, especially when you're married. The third thing is that you need friends. So I have always been the type of person, I keep a lot of friends, have people around me, people that I talk to. I love my friends, I appreciate my friends. But I didn't know how important it is to have friends, even as a married person. And many people might disagree with me, especially because of the fact that, we have this belief that, when you're married, you don't need friends anymore, especially your single friends. Many people just like do away with their friends, especially the ones that are single. You need to make new friends, with married people who understand your issues and all that. I mean, that's even a topic for another day. But what I'm saying is, whether married or single, whatever, you do need friends. And the reason is, there's this concept that your husband has to be your best friend. And that's fine. It's absolutely fine for your husband to be your best friend. As a matter of fact, I think my husband is my best friend as well, you know. But there will always be that one day when you need to see or talk to someone else. There will be that one time when your husband will get under your skin and he's not the one you want to talk to, right? There will be those people who you share something with who are not necessarily your husband, right? And the experiences that you have with those people might be different from the experiences that you have with your husband. Number four, money is important. So I'm a fairy tale girl. If anyone knows me very well, I'm very much into love, and it's all sweet, and then you get married and ride off into the sunset. And I'm very, you know, money, okay, money is important, but we can do without, too much of it. I didn't know how important it is to have your finances right and correct in a marriage. How much money has to do with the success of your marriage. it is so important. Like, people have different, like, there are couples who think differently about money, right? Some people are very much, I have money, I spend it. Like, life goes on. If I have money today, I don't have money tomorrow, nobody will die. And some people are very, very, you tight money to your chest, as we like to say in our colloquial language. Okay, I hope I'm not overused English there. But yeah, and so sometimes that can cause you to have so many issues, like with your partner and everything. Also, if you have, you're married to someone who doesn't like to save, or who doesn't care about investments, or who isn't even savvy in any way, who doesn't understand anything about money, who just makes money and spends it, and you are the type of person who is all planning. If you're going to go on a vacation in 3 years time, you've already started planning for it now, and one kobo is not going to change. You're not going to move one kobo from debit to credit. It might be a problem, you know between you. And I thoroughly underestimated that fact. There's also the whole, will you open a joint account with your partner or not? And that can be such a big deal if you're married to somebody who has a totally different personality from you, right? So if you're both contributing equally into a purse, how do you then sort out whose needs? How do I put it now? If you're not aligned or agreed in how you spend money, you might find out that, okay, so let's say you're both contributing 10,000 naira into one purse, and somebody now needs 15,000, at a time, and you don't have any project or isn't any money for at that time. It might just be weird that, okay, so maybe you are trying to cheat me, you're making me put more into this purse because you're spending more, and it's so weird. And money is money is important, sir. Really. Money is important, and I'm not talking about having money. I'm talking about money decisions. I'm talking about money personalities. I'm talking about money habits. Money is important. The fifth thing, and I mean, the closer we draw to the end of this video, the more things start coming to my head. But yeah, the fifth thing is that over independence is a problem, right? And I'm talking about my own case. I don't know what it is for you. And when I say over independence, I don't mean like, having money and stuff like that. I mean, whatever. I'm talking about when you're emotionally independent. And what does this mean? Right? If you're that kind of person, or let me just put it out there, I'm that person that, I can literally keep things to myself forever. I don't care, truly. Like, if something is wrong with me, like something is obviously wrong with me, it's hard to express, especially to someone, because I have this fear of being vulnerable. Like, I don't want to tell you anything because I don't need you taking advantage of me or coming tomorrow to feel like you know everything about me. I don't like see finish. I generally don't like see finish. But I didn't know that that would be a problem in marriage, right? So I have a husband who wants to know everything about me, everything that's going on. Like, if I had an issue, like maybe with my boss or something on the way back home, he wants to know everything right there in the car, even before we get home. And I don't want to say anything. Like, I just want to be quiet at that point. Like, I don't want to talk. I want to forget about that issue in the next 2 minutes. Like, I want to go home not remembering what has happened. But I have a partner who wants you to say everything. And it's a problem because when you continue to keep things to yourself, it makes your partner, or at least this is my own case, begin to feel like, you're just shutting them out for no reason. You're just trying to be a diva for no reason. And, nothing is worse than that, to be honest, right? So, I mean, I wish I knew how important it was to express myself to my partner, to not be overly dependent on myself for everything, right? Yeah. So, yes, those are the 5 things that I wish I knew before I got married. Do you have anything to add to these things? Please drop your comments in the comment section. Um, please subscribe. Yes, of course, I need your subscriptions. First video, please, 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 please subscribe to my channel so that you can get every video promptly and you don't miss out on anything. Thank you for watching. I hope to be able to continue this, like, to be very regular, and I hope that we can build this community together. Thank you.